Good evening. We begin with a story new at 5, diving into the homeless crisis. While these issues usually surround Portland, tonight we're talking about Longview, Washington. A homeless camp there is causing frustration in the community. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. And not only frustration, but also anger and heartache over what some residents call inaction by their elected leaders. Blair Best is in Longview this evening. Blair, it sounds like this is really coming to a head now.
It is quite a heated topic out here, David. We're outside Matt's Custom Meats, which is a local butcher shop here in Longview. Now, a couple hundred feet down the road that way is a large homeless encampment, which the owner of this butcher shop says has been causing his business problems for years now. Now, he says he can't get any help from the city. So because of that, today, the community has been stepping up to show their support in their own way. I mean, just take a look at this parking lot. It's nearly filled, and it's been like this all day today. We're told nearly 200 people have come out all to show their support for this business. Take a look.
Hello, welcome in.
It's a busy day at Longview's local butcher shop.
Just that for you?
A non-stop flow of customers, all here for one reason.
We're trying to support Matt and his business.
I came down here because, for one, we support Matt's Meats. For two, I heard you were here and I wanted to make sure you knew what our city has allowed to just be dumped in our neighborhood.
I'll support anybody that is against this obvious debauchery.
On Thursday, about 200 people came out in support of Matt Fournette, who's run Matt's Custom Meats for 17 years. Down the street from his Longview location is a homeless camp on city property that's grown over the past few years.
It's been nothing but heartache. It's lawless. It's There's no rules and regulations. They come and go as they want. Between the drug use, the public masturbation, the fornication, the being solicited for sex, not only by employees, but also by our customers.
Fournette is frustrated at the lack of response from the city.
How many letters have we written? Tons, dozens. We've made multiple phone calls on trying to slow this down, stop it, get it hosted, do anything.
So he took his concerns to this week's city council meeting.
I spoke out, I told the truth, and apparently it wasn't what the Longview City Council wanted to hear.
I am frustrated beyond belief. We have a mayor that refuses to do anything.
We reached out to Longview's mayor, but didn't hear back right away.
Don't get me wrong, we are all for getting mental health fixed. But this is not the way to do it by letting them run around lawlessly.
We're not all what people think.
Julie has been living at the camp for about 5 years.
This is where I sleep. This is where I just keep my knickknacks and whatnot. And my dog has a bed in the corner. There's more of us here that actually give a crap about what, because this is our home. And there's those that don't. This is a thing for me because this is my life.
Have you tried to sort of get out of this lifestyle?
Yes, I'm currently in programs, and those things have a waiting list. And it's not that easy, especially when you don't have. I don't have a driver's license. I'm a felon. There's a lot of things that just sort of slap you in the face.
I don't want to be here, and I don't want my brothers here either.
JD collects bottles, hoping one day he'll have enough money to move out, something many of them want.
Just look around you. Like, it's not a place to grow up in.
You want to get out, you want to get a job. What's stopping you?
Well, just being a felon.
As for nearby businesses, they get their frustration.
I understand their why, because it's a show. Excuse my language, but it is a show. I mean, you can smell it already.
I'm sorry, we're not all bad.
Yeah,
there's a few bad eggs, but we're not all bad, so try not to take it out on all of us.
Yeah, just give us another opportunity. I mean, if you guys have anything work, I'm willing to work. We're all willing to work.
Now, Longview police tells us that they've responded to multiple reports of theft, vandalism in the area, and because of that, they've increased their night patrols around the camp, and they're asking anyone who lives in the area who sees anything suspicious to give them a call. David, Laurel.
Well, you can feel the frustration from all sides. Thank you. Blair Best live for us in Longview. Portland voters are set to vote on whether to change the city's form of government this November. And now Portland City Commissioner Dan Ryan says he doesn't support the changes and will vote no. Voters will choose yes or no on the changes as a whole. If approved, the City Council would expand to 12 councilors, 3 from each of 4 geographic districts. And you'll choose your candidates in order of preference, commonly called ranked ranked choice voting. The counselors will no longer be in charge of city bureaus. That responsibility would go to a new city manager. And the mayor would move to an executive role without veto power, but could vote to break a tie in council. And that's where Ryan told us during our taping of Straight Talk today that he does not support the change.
I'm voting no because I think that we don't need a weaker mayor. I think that the executive mayor position should be on city council. I think having the mayor in dialogue with the rest of the city council is very healthy. I think local government is hands-on and it's relational, and I think it's important for us to not be separate from one another. So I like having the mayor as a part of the city council.
You can watch the rest of our conversation and which changes Dan Ryan does support on Straight Talk tomorrow night at 7 and on our KGW YouTube page.
A search and rescue team has recovered the body of a hiker near Angel's Rest Trail in the gorge. The deceased was found yesterday near the bottom of a cliff in a difficult to reach area. Now, the hiker has not yet been publicly identified. It's also not clear what happened, though officials say it appears they were hiking alone. This comes about a week after a hiker died when she fell 100 feet from a trail near Multnomah Falls.
Idaho's strict new abortion ban is now in effect. Yesterday, a federal judge did block one part of the ban in order to allow abortions in medical emergencies, but the rest of it remains intact. Brian Holmes from our sister station in Boise explains what is and isn't legal now in Idaho when it comes to abortion.
Idaho's near total abortion ban says every person who performs or attempts to perform an abortion commits the crime of criminal abortion. It allows for few exceptions in cases of incest or rape reported to law enforcement, or where the doctor determined in good faith an abortion was necessary to prevent the death of the pregnant woman. The U.S. Department of Justice claims that last clause, the death of the pregnant woman, is too narrow and violates the Federal Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, or EMTALA, which requires anyone needing emergency medical treatment get it, including a pregnant woman. The DOJ lawsuit hinges on the fact Idaho's law provides no exception for the health of the mother, only her imminent death. In Wednesday's ruling, U.S. District Judge Lynn Windmill agreed and put a pause on just that part of Idaho's trigger law until the lawsuit runs its course through the courts, meaning an Idaho doctor can perform an abortion if the woman's health is at risk. All other instances, outside rape or incest, will still be illegal.
Important context there. In Oregon and Washington have already seen an uptick in patients. Activists say with this ban, they only expect that to grow further. Today, Governor Kate Brown was at a Planned Parenthood in Southeast Portland to convey that pregnant people from out of state are welcome in Oregon. $15 million was previously set aside, Brown explained, to help them access abortion services, and that includes help with travel.
With the help of the Oregon legislature, we are truly leading the country in terms of ensuring that people have access to the full complement of reproductive health services. We passed the Reproductive Health Equity Act a few years ago. It ensures that everyone, regardless of their zip code, regardless of their income, regardless of their immigration status, have access to the full complement of reproductive health services.
Planned Parenthood says one of its patients recently spent $1,200 on a taxi to get from Boise to Bend. It's staffing up. It also expects to see an influx from eastern Oregon communities that can no longer access services in Idaho.
Betsy Johnson is now officially on the November ballot. Today, state election officials announced her unaffiliated campaign for Oregon governor collected enough valid voter signatures to qualify. She needed some 24,000. Johnson is a former Democrat and state senator. She'll face Democratic nominee Tina Kotek and GOP candidate Christine Drazen in a three-way battle November 8th.
There have already been some big changes and certainly a lot of buzz about the transformation of Vancouver's waterfront. And now there are plans to keep that momentum going by redeveloping some city land right next door. That's where we find our Tim Gordon this evening. Tim, it's kind of the sweet spot right between downtown and the waterfront.
Right, David, and thus the name for the project. The land that you see here, it's right behind Vancouver City Hall, is part of what will become the Waterfront Gateway District. The city and developer are hearing more from residents as they fine-tune their plan. The Waterfront Gateway development will happen on about 6 acres of city-owned land right between Vancouver's waterfront and Esther Short Park, where the city's historic downtown begins.
So Waterfront Gateway sits right in the middle. It's a donut hole, and it's going to be a great mixed-use project to tie those two districts together.
A lot of planning has already gone on based on public input. The latest renderings show office and retail space and housing, including an affordable housing building. But there will also be 2.5 acres of open space. This will be a plaza and pedestrian-oriented development with a lot of room to walk around and enjoy the sights, including the lights. One section is already dubbed the Lantern District.
We're sort of energizing the site through this kind of creative and interesting lighting program that will really help make this a destination and a signature attraction for the citizens of Vancouver.
We checked it out where the city and developer had set up a display in East Vancouver. They picked a popular farmers market to show off the project and get more input from people like Sherry Nash.
It is. I really didn't have an idea that they were moving forward in this way, but I think it's a great thing.
Nash appreciated learning about the plan to build a place that she feels supports the values of people coming together.
Community, exactly. Yeah, and families. Families being allowed a place to interact together, make memories, enjoy each other.
Those things are already happening on Vancouver's increasingly vibrant waterfront, and there is more to come there. Project planners for the Waterfront Gateway District see even more variety with what they have planned as they bring this area together for everyone in the city.
We're in East Vancouver because, downtown is on the west side, but we want people in East Vancouver to come downtown and experience this. This is going to be a destination into itself.
Now, the city is expected to reach a final agreement with the developer in just a few months. Then work to build this should begin late next year. And they say it'll all be complete by late 2025. Pretty quick, really. There's still time to weigh in if you want to do that. We've got information on how to at kgw.com. Back to you.